When I was going through my immigration nightmare, I finally hit rock bottom and I realized that I couldn't do it alone and I needed the right people to be on my team. So notice I didn't say help me, I said to be on my team. So it's really just the reframing of the mind. So instead of feeling inferior and feeling like I needed someone to save me, I realized that I needed to save myself and I needed the right people with the right expertise to be part of my team. Just like any business person would hire experts to be on his or her team, that's what you need. And so this worked for me, and I know it will work for you. There are 4 entities specifically that you need for your team, regardless of your immigration situation. These are the 4 people or pillars that are going to support you in getting to where you need to be. The first is you need to find a reputable immigration attorney who you respect and you trust and you feel is your advocate. And we can talk a little bit more about how you can go about that process. The second is having a counselor, a therapist, or psychologist. It's not enough to have a friend, and in many instances, you may not feel comfortable talking to a friend about your current immigration situation or status. Even if you have family members who are going through the same thing, or maybe they're not, but they're family members, they may not be equipped to handle the emotional baggage that you have, that you rightfully have because of your situation or circumstance. So you want to have someone that you can talk to who's a professional, who can support you and validate what you're going through. The third is having an ally. An ally doesn't have to be anybody that is an expert in immigration or an expert in law. An ally is just that person who attends, whether if you're going to a court hearing, a master calendar hearing, or you're talking to your attorney, that person ends up being a sounding board. That person ends up being another ear for you in case you miss something that your attorney says because you're so wrapped up in the emotions of it. So it's really important to find an ally. It could be someone that, is a friend of yours. It could be a family member, but it has to be someone that you trust. But again, they do not have to be an expert in law and immigration or immigration policy or any of that. All they have to be is someone that's willing to be there for you, especially when you're feeling like you need that support. And the fourth is having a place where you can obtain information, current and relevant information about immigration policies and laws. I'm not asking you to be the expert in immigration policy or law, but it would behoove you to know a little bit about what's going on, because knowledge is power. And when you have power, you have less fear. When you know what's coming down the pike in terms of legislation, you feel much more empowered. And so you can gain this knowledge by being part of an organization, an immigration organization, or going on an immigration organization website and obtaining that information. There are tons of organizations that provide that information, and they provide it in bite-sized pieces so that it's digestible. So these 4 pillars are going to be critical in developing your team so you can gain the strength, the confidence, and the power to keep going.